Hi, I'm Carol with The Y, and I'm here to share with you 6 great exercises that you can use using just your body and the stability ball to improve core strength, function, and performance. Some of the benefits of ball training are it's all body, all core, pretty much all the time. And you can take it and work out at home, at your office, just about anywhere you can take your stability ball with you. It's for all ages, all stages, and all levels of fitness. So I'll show you how to modify and or progress each of these exercises as we move along in this very quick and efficient workout. Let's get started. When you choose your ball, ideally when you're seated on it, it should be relatively firm. The less firm it is, the easier it is to balance. So if you want to take a little air out, that might assist you when you're first learning. And also your hips should be at the height of your knees when bent at a 90-degree angle, or just slightly below. To begin, start with your legs or your base of support a little wider to help with the fact that you want to give your balance a little bit of an assist. And as you become more proficient, then narrow your base of support. So of course you can do things like crunches where you go to an incline on the ball, walking yourself forward, and just do an abdominal crunch, using your deep core muscles to stabilize your pelvis as you curl in. Notice my head's just a natural extension of my spine. If I want to make this more challenging, I can give it a bigger resisted range of motion by walking a little further back on the ball so that my hips are further from the floor and perform some crunches here. If that's not challenging enough, then make your upper body weigh a little bit more by changing your arm positions. Notice the ball is not moving. So I'm not pushing in and out with my legs on this stability ball crunch. From there, let's go into a really fun exercise, a push-up. You can start kneeling behind the ball at the end of the mat, place the ball up against your thighs, engaging your core to protect neutral spine. So establish your plank already, and then extend your knees. From here, walk your hands forward and establish a strong plank. I'm talking total body tension. Your body should resemble a board from head to toes. We're going to lower down, driving the elbows wide, and as we press up, drive the elbows inward. I'm not rolling back on the ball. I'm keeping my heart centered between the hands. If I want a bigger challenge, then I can walk my hands further forward so that the ball is underneath my shins or even my toes, and work some push-ups here. To add a little more challenge and effectiveness to this, let's hold here and give it a crunch. So we're tucking the knees in, reestablishing plank, lowering and pushing. Pull in, reestablish plank, lower and push. Again, in. If you want it even more challenging, as you tuck, you push. So it's one big explosive movement. Excellent. That exercise is very metabolic. It works. Your upper body, your chest, your triceps, your core is working all the while. All right, from here, we're kneeling behind the ball. Let's do one for the lats. So this is for your back and your abs. We're going to hinge at the hip, maintain plank, so nice engagement of your deep core muscles, and then drive the arms down into the ball as you come up. So this is your modification. Hips remain over knees, abs remain engaged, core protecting the position of your back so that you're not allowing it to arch. For a bigger challenge, keep the hips straight. Drive the arms down through and come up as one unit. Try it again. Roll it out and drive down and through. This is strengthening your lats as you pull the arm downward, as well as your triceps, and your core is working big time to stabilize your engine of control, your back, and where movement begins. Come over to your side and I'll show you another one. We're going to work through our hips a little bit. So we're going to start in a kneeling position with the ball securely at our hip and bring one leg out to extend at the side. From here, place the hand on the floor and raise the leg. So you can work through the hips as you maintain balance. This is where we begin. You can place one hand here for an extra contact point. Notice shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, There's no bringing the knee toward the sky. We lead with the outside of the ankle, stretching the leg long. From there, if you want an added challenge, come up into a side plank, raising and lowering that leg. You can always add an ankle weight to that leg as well. So there we go, hip abduction. You'll feel this. All right, from here, come on down, back to your half kneel. And while we're over here, let's do a little side crunch. So you're gonna come up and then lower down. So you're flexing the spine. One of the nice things about the ball is it enables a greater resisted range of motion, so we can really work against the force of gravity to flex our trunk and get more out of our core training. Head again is aligned with our spine. A little more challenge, your arms would be here. How are we doing, everybody? All right, we've got one more exercise, and we're gonna do that laying on the ground. Of course, these exercises that we're doing with our left leg, you're gonna flip it over and repeat that with the right. So you would just simply bring the ball over to the other side, press your hip into it, establish your posture, work your hip abductors, the outside part of your thigh, while you're working against rotating or moving through your trunk. And then from here, go into that lateral side crunch, working through the internal obliques, so the muscles that form your waistline. Okay, from there, let's come on down to the ground. So have a seat on the mat. Place your heels on the ball. This is looking comfy, right? Yeah. All right, so hands down. The wider they go, the easier it is. Bring them in more narrow to make that balance challenge a little harder if you wish. First thing you're going to do is dig deep into the ball and pull the ball in toward you, and then push back out without locking the knees. Just to start, your buttocks is on the mat. Just to get a feel for that, you want to make sure that your ankle and your knee both point into the sky. From there, if you want a little more challenge, lift your hips, pull the ball in, and push it out, establishing a really strong active plank as you push out. So you're going to feel your hamstrings. So you will do enough repetitions to fatigue the hamstrings and pre-exhaust them, and then you're going to come here and work a hip press to the sky. So pressing the hips up. Now you should feel this more in the glutes as you extend your hips. And then we can also combine that. So where we go out, pull it in, press it up, lower it down. Out, pull it in. Really important, drive these arms through the mat. Keep your chest wide open, your head on the ground, and your focus on hamstrings, glutes, and back. When training on the stability ball, the focus should be muscle endurance. So in other words, you want to fatigue somewhere between 12 and 20 reps per set. You can begin with one set of each of these exercises with a little more rest in between, and then gradually progress to 3 sets of these exercises with minimal rest in between. As you get stronger, you'll want to gradually progress the overload by manipulating your base of support, making your legs a little more narrow so it's harder to balance on the ball, and or changing your body angle or trying some of those options that I gave you to add intensity. But be sure that you've mastered the movement first and that you own that quality, form, and technique before gradually progressing. Enjoy a stronger, fitter body.